are live. We are live. We are live. Lonzo, you want to take over? You want me to set it off? I don't think he hears us. All right, good people out there. Once again, we are back with another episode of the Dominion Radio Show here at Hamilton Radio. I am Mr. Jones, and I will be hosting this show today. We are waiting for our counterparts to roll on in here. I guess they'll be showing up sooner than later, and they'll join the show. Like I said, once again, I am Mr. Jones, Kieran. I got my boy Lonzo, skyping from down south. Say what's up, Lonzo.
What's happening?
And I guess we're gonna set it off. Gonna jump right into it. So the breakdown today is we wanna, of course, once again speak on the supporting of our children. Uh, as we know, there's a lot of things going on out there, a lot of craziness going on out there. We want to be able to have the ability to, you know, redirect some of the kids that are going in the wrong direction. I know one of the things I was thinking of today was assisting and helping the kids. So in the process of doing that, I like to see where and what direction, a kid, because all kids are different. They all got their own different ideas, the different thoughts, the different likes, the different dislikes. And once you could grasp what, they do like, what they don't like, then that will give me anyway the ability with my experience to take those likes and take in those dislikes and be able to route the kid in the right direction according to that. You know what I'm saying? So, and me being this is was what I've been told that I'm a teacher. So I feel as though that would be a good way that you could actually start to teach the kids. Like, if you got skills in computers, or you're skilled in mechanics, or you're skilled in teaching, or helping, or providing, or whatever, and we take those things and then we add to them. Like I said, with the experience that I have, I might not be able to do certain things or know everything, but I may know somebody that I could point them and point them into that direction to see that person or to deal with that situation. And as we know and as we see, it's a whole lot going on where, with me growing up, and I'm pretty sure my brother here as well, we didn't have the internet, so we didn't have social media. So the the normal wear and tear on our lives as far as daily stuff is different now, because not only do you have, the normal things that we deal with, but now you got social media on top of it, which is like 1,000 times, you know what I mean? Like one time 1,000. Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot.
It's
Sorry.
it's it's basically like this, and you know what I mean. With like we said, when we was growing up, I'm gonna piggyback off of this one. When we was growing up,
Hmm.
um, yeah, we didn't have the internet. You know what I mean. Our social media was get outside and go play.
Pretty much.
That was our social media. We was either sociable outside with the neighborhood kids that was in on our block, or we were sociable at the school. And we had landline phones, which is basically obsolete now. When we see people with a landline phone, unless they are older, because everybody's on their cell phone. So there was no Facebook, no Instagram, no Twitter. Um, we didn't have all of that. I think our first taste of social media, I think everybody had, was a MySpace page.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and
And that
everybody
when
had one
when
of
did
those.
that come out? How long? Like, what was the date of
Oh
that?
man, MySpace came out in when
Decade
did
out.
MySpace came out? I know I was maybe about 20
It's been
years ago, 20,
wow. It's been
maybe
that long.
25 years ago. Yeah, man,
Sheesh.
it came out way long because I think I had just got out of high school, and I remember getting a MySpace account because I was out of high school. I went to the library and I signed up because everybody started talking about MySpace. And MySpace. That's when the internet actually started doing. So I think MySpace came out maybe like 96, 97.
Oh wow, yeah, I never had
Oh,
one. I didn't have a MySpace. Hey,
yeah,
real quick, though, I wanted to, introduce our producer, Miss Mila. She's here as well. I guess
I'm coming in to join you
she'll sit
just
in with us.
just for a little bit, only because remember now that our topic that we're talking about today has to do with the dangers that our kids are under. And we today have a great problem. You all bring a wonderful concept in with the idea of the introduction of internet into our situation that causes great problems, especially ones we didn't have,
Yeah.
right? Because, here's the repetition. If we did any playing, it was outside. We were not exclusive to inside. But here we have our kids having a greater audience of attack by the use of our technology. And that's a really big issue. One of the biggest dangers of our children today is the negatives of the internet. The internet was supposed to be a fantastic idea, but it's become a tool of violence, of negativity,
Yeah.
of attack,
Yeah.
right? As fathers, how do you address the negatives of the internet?
I'll start off with that one.
I mean,
I'll say as far as me, the way I look at it, I'm the type of person where I kind of stay to myself and I speak when spoken to. So normally, if there's a situation and there's something that I can't control, then I'm just gonna leave it alone and not really pay too much attention to it or put no energy into it. So one of the ways that I would kind of teach the kid to kind of combat that is the same thing. If it's something that's really not affecting you and it's not harming you or it's not you know taking away from you or anything of that nature, then ignore it. You know what I mean? And the one good thing I will say with the internet and social media is something might be popping today, in 2 weeks it's forgot about because there's so
Right.
many other things that's going on that's so fast, it's so quick that the attention span is short. So if there is something going on, if you are being bullied, people saying stuff in comments and things of that nature, just ignore it. And before you know it, it's going to go away.
But see, that sounds like a regular daddy response to me.
Uh-huh.
Now I'm
yeah.
bringing in a bit
But
of the female
every parent is
response.
different. Like now, I
Uh-huh.
got two different kids. You know, what I mean, my son and my daughter, they're totally different. Now, my daughter she's more like me. You know what I mean? Yeah, she's like, if it doesn't really affect me personally, just ignore it. Because I've always told my, I can tell my daughter and my son the same thing. Um, if they're talking bad about you and you're in the chat room, because they still have chat rooms, or
Uh-huh.
and
You really still have
they
chat
may not
rooms?
like your gameplay. You know what I mean? That's why I'm still flossing. You may not like your gameplay. The type of floss the rings,
Do
man. I'm
your
serious,
thing,
man.
man. Do
That's
your
right.
thing.
And you might not like the gameplay. The gameplay and or however you're doing your role playing and stuff like that there. Here's a simple way to deal with those folks.
Mm-hmm.
There's a button called power. Hold it for 6 seconds and everything goes away. All the negativity, all the comments, all that goes away.
Hmm.
You're not obligated to deal with their negativity.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Not saying that, you know what I mean? I understand that, it's what you want to do and it's a popping, it's an on thing right now.
Right.
But you're not, subjugated to deal with that. You don't have to
Uh,
deal with that. So go ahead and just log off.
Well,
You
here's
know what
here's
I
the
mean?
here's the key to it because I guess as parents, one of the main things, and as fathers,
uh-huh.
is how do you teach your children to disconnect from the negativity? Because it's easy, right, to just turn it off, just get off social media, turn the computer off, and be done. But the same people that are on the internet are the same ones that are coming into their school, in their classrooms, sitting at lunch with them. So how do you instruct your children the safeties of protecting themselves from that kind of attack and that kind of violence?
It starts from this, and this is what. Let me get this one real quick.
Good.
It starts from this, and this is what my mama told me, and I'm gonna tell this to everybody, and hopefully everybody mama told them this. Everybody's not going to be your friends, and I taught that to my kids early. Everybody's not going to be your friends. It doesn't matter what you do.
True.
Or how much you try to please people. Everybody's not going to be your friends. They're
Right.
going to talk about you. They're going to pick at you and everything else like that. Just like my mom told me, they picked at Jesus. What makes you think you're going to get around in this life without somebody talking negative about you? So
Right.
I was like, people just going to do it just because they can. You have the choice and you have the option to either A, believe what they say, or whatever, and go along with, oh, I'm ugly, or oh, I'm not this, or I'm not that. Or you can B, say thank you, have a nice day, and keep it moving. There's two. It depends on your structure, because when I was growing up and people was picking at me, I didn't know how to deal with it until I learned how to fight back mentally. And when I start fighting back mentally, and when people say, "Oh, you're ugly," and when I say, "Oh, well, thank you," thank you for you calling me ugly, they have no response. Wait a minute, I just dissed you, but thank you, because see, you sit there and you took the time to think about me enough to call me ugly. So thank you for taking that time out.
Exactly.
So you know what I mean. You take the negative, flip it on, and once you flip it, there's nothing else they can do, because see, now you done accepted that, hey, your worst comments doesn't affect me. So that's what I try to teach my kids. You know what I mean? Take their worst comments, whatever they tell you, your hair nappy, oh, you don't got the good clothes that we got, you don't have the $200 sneakers that we got. Tell them thank you.
And the piggyback
because
off
your mother
of
and your father, they're doing the best that they possibly can with what they can get. My sneakers might not be the Jordans or the Yeezys or whatever is popping right now, but at least I got brand new sneakers. They're clean, they fit, and if I want to, I can go home and change them to another pair.
Yeah, and the piggyback off of what you said, as far as somebody saying a negative comment or whatever, and you thanking them, I would also recommend that you outthink them. Be a thinker. You know what I mean? Because I know we were taught the strong survive, but it's always the smart ones that get the strong ones that help them survive. So if you could be the smarter one, meaning the thinker, then you'll always be able to surpass the one that's trying to be the aggressor. You know what I'm saying? And
Exactly.
and on top of that, if you're as a kid, if you have goals and you're focused on what it is that you're trying to do, then a lot of that stuff you're not even going to entertain it, because all right, in 2 weeks, this is what I'm trying to do. Within 2 months, this is where I want to be.
Right.
Within a year, this is what I want to have accomplished.
All right, gentlemen, I want to bring it back because, I'm coming to you as the educator, not the producer, but the educator. And that's really how I should have been introduced, as an educating, experienced individual that can bring another standpoint. Now, as an educator, one of the things that stood out for me, this is after, in fact, I believe this happened after I retired. There was a young girl in Delaware who had been bullied by a group of other girls in the school, where the girls ganged up on her and planned a time of attack in the girls' bathroom of the school in Delaware. And it got so serious that they beat that child down so terribly that she did not live. Now, I hear what you're saying about, hold on. I hear what you're saying about, listen, just walk away. Listen, just think, but be a bigger thinker. But now we're talking about something that's more serious when it comes to our kids and the stuff that would work with us, right? Take it back to the 70s and the 80s. That stuff worked for us. I could walk away and I didn't have a problem. I remember when, I got called out and I went right to the girl's face. And when she started talking about, well, I heard you was messing with my man, I said, is this what this is about? I said, you know what? I don't have time for that nonsense. I don't want you, and I don't want him.
Yeah.
And walked away. We could do that, and we didn't have a problem. But today's kids have a bigger issue, and that bigger issue is
Social
you can turn
media?
your back and walk away, but you getting attacked.
Okay.
So how do you as parents, as men, as the fathers in your family deal with the very issue of the reality of violence being right in their face, right in front of them, and how to maneuver? Because come on now, you got to have some real poignant dialogue with your kids, but it's got to be more than that. Then I got to have more than dialogue, because they got to just remember. They can't remember, just walk away while you're getting jumped when you turn your back.
Well, no, I mean, in that aspect, that's a little different.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
so
that's the time we live in.
and that is very relevant, like you said. So
Yes.
that would be something that I would also explain to my kids or to any kid. Like, I mean, I'm not promoting violence, but I'm not going to accept it either. And I would suggest you not do the same thing. So if there is a situation where you are being bullied to the point where somebody physically putting their hands on you, then you got to return the favor, or you got to make sure that you're safe. You know what I mean? That you could get away, that you could walk away, that you could, come back for another day.
I know I just jumped into this, but
Jump in.
I was
What's
just.
up, bro?
How's everything, guys? I
Fellers.
have to add because my daughter is bullied on a regular at school, and I give her the option. Hey, listen, I'll take you out of school. Let me know. Put you in a different school. You got a couple months. Hold if you can hold it. And just the other day, a kid threw a book at my daughter's back.
Wow.
So I went, since I'm home right now, I said, all right, we're going in there. She goes, no, Daddy, don't. And I'm like, no. I'm not letting anybody mess with you. I'm not letting anybody touch you.
Right.
If you can't hit them, you can't beat them up, guess what? I'm going in there to take care of it. So it so happened that I talked to the principal, and me and the principal on really good first name basis, and he said, it's crazy you said that. He's the first student I have to talk to today. So he already had issues, and he got in-school suspensions for that. So, sometimes it's right to follow the right protocols and let the right people handle it. But I tell my daughter, listen, somebody touches you, and you need to hit back. Don't allow them to hit on you. No. Just make sure you. I don't promote violence. I grew up in a violent background.
Right.
But I always say, listen, that's the last resort. If somebody touches you, and it means you have to hit back, then you do so.
No, I teach my kids the two-strike law, and this is what my two-strike law is. Somebody's messing with you, and it's a universal two-strike law. It's not going to be just for that day. It's for that person. They get two strikes. First time, you tell somebody. Second, that's their first strike. If nothing happens and they do it again, you tell again. They still do it. Nothing happens. That third time, you don't get that third strike. You turn around and you start swinging and tell somebody to pull you off of them.
You out.
Because I'm not, and like I said, you're not going to get in trouble. I told him, you won't get in trouble from me because I told you to do this. And see, and what's going to happen is that I'm going to go down to the school, and me and the principal and the vice principal, whoever, we're going to have a talk because, see, I know that I told you to do this. I told you to tell the teacher, tell whoever's in charge that, hey, this person has bothered me, this person has hit me. If you did it twice and the teacher hasn't moved you or moved that person and that person do it again for a third time, start swinging until they pull you off of that person. And I will sit there and I was like, we'll go get some lunch and we'll talk about what happened afterwards because I know I taught you right.
Right.
Absolutely.
As long as
Absolutely.
I teach my kids right, then that's the thing. You got a lot of these kids that are soft nowadays, and they have to be in strength and numbers. Yeah, we beat her up. Well, of course y'all beat her up. It was 5 of y'all versus her.
It's
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm happy that a bunch of y'all punks got together and became one person as a unit to be one person that
Yeah,
y'all
you-
can deal with
You
on
formed
a
the
one-on-one
Voltron.
basis.
Yeah.
But they should do it for positive, positive reasons, not for a violent reason, you know.
And something
Yeah.
in a situation like that, that kid should almost kind of feel good about themselves because you look at yourself and say, wow, it's one of me and it's 3, 4, 5 of y'all.
Exactly.
And y'all couldn't attempt to come to me one-on-one. It had to be you know what I mean? It had to be a group of y'all to actually step to me.
Yeah, growing
so
up, that's how it was.
You must feel threatened by me. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So now I wanted
You
to
have
say
to.
I wanted to pose this question too. Now, what do we do for the kids whose parents don't talk to them about that? So say if you do have a kid, he's in school or she's in school, and they're being bullied, but they've never sat down or had this conversation or discussion with their parents, but yet it still occurs.
Can I add that?
Yo,
La-
go ahead, do your thing.
Last year, my daughter was bullied, and it was an ongoing thing. A certain group of kids were, just bullying her, 4 or 5 kids, just same. Every day she would come home, let us know. All right, we're taking note. We'd tell the teacher, or tell the principal. Nothing on a large scale would happen. Oh, I'm going to talk to the parents. And nothing would happen until they chased my daughter into one of those little playground tubes,
Oh,
like
the sliding
slide
things,
thing?
whatever.
little
Yeah,
tube.
yeah,
She went into the tube and she hid because she was scared. She ran because she was in fear. And it broke my heart so bad that I wasn't able to be there at that moment to protect her. So what I did, I said to my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, my wife, I said, no, y'all had a chance to handle it. Now I'm going to handle it my way. I went into the office. I said, I demand to speak to the principal today, right now. And they're like, oh, no, you need an appointment. I said, no. And the secretary was giving me issues. I said, listen, I'll call the Board of Education right now and I'll have your number. I'll have you fired. You're going to get me the principal now. So they, immediately sat me with the principal and my daughter.
Uh-huh.
She explained to them what happened. I said, we're not going to do this phone tag. This is done. I need you to bring in the parents, and I'm going to sit with them and the students, and you sit with the principal, with the right people, and we're going to get this, and we're going to end this today, or, sometime this week. He brought the parents in, and we sat, and I explained to them, I said, my daughter should not be in fear to go to school. She should not be chased like she's a wild animal. And I said, the next time this happens, I'll be filing charges against the school, against each and every individual parent, and I'll be filing a lawsuit against each and individual parent and the Board of Education. So I expect this to end today. Needless to say, they have not touched her, they have not bothered her. All the kids started crying and they were apologizing. The one father came up to me and said, he stood up in the middle of the meeting and said, I appreciate you bringing this like this way we, because he doesn't listen.
Nip it in the bud.
We can end this together, and me and the father, these kids seen us shake hands, so we actually set an example. We set an example. We fixed something and set an example. So, in my opinion, that's how certain things should. Sometimes it worked out.
Yeah, you did. I mean, you basically took the natural steps. A, B, C, D, and bam, you got to the.
You got to lead by example, which is right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's crazy because bullying to nowadays is like is taking it
Savage.
on a whole different scale. Yeah,
It's a savage.
I mean, when we went to school, it happened. You know what I mean?
fought and we were friends the next day.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and plus we didn't have all the social media stuff going on either.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And-
before y'all came in, that was one of the things that we were speaking on as far as how when we grew up, we didn't have the social media. So
Right.
Now,
So
the bullying is.
We had
to
we had
a
our
whole
bikes.
nother
We had our
level.
bikes
Yeah, we
and
had
our
to a
friends,
whole
and we'd
nother
fight.
level.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I mean,
all right,
so-
I'm gonna fight you, and then the
Yeah,
next
'cause
thing you know,
back
your friends
then-
the next day.
Back then, when you get bullied back then, you had to do it face to face.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You wasn't
Exactly.
hiding behind no Instagram, no Facebook, none of that.
No
you know what I'm saying?
Snapchat.
No Snapchat. And and don't get it wrong. Some of these kids nowadays are very, very sensitive. They soft.
But some of them
true.
are also savage, more
Some of
savage.
them, don't get me wrong. Yeah, some of them are savage because of what they see. Like it's the exposure that they get.
It starts at home
From
too.
You know what I mean?
the
Starts at
internet.
home
From
too.
from the internet. So the bullying thing is hard. Like I can say it's a hard topic. It's just that how to deal with it on another level because it's a whole different scale now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
know what
I
I
mean,
mean?
there's kids that are
It's
now
not
taking
just-
their lives.
Yeah, that
Because
too.
they can't handle. They can't handle.
The kids get emotional. They get upset, and then they end up killing themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I mean, it was a Netflix show everybody was watching about the one girl who wrote made the tapes, and she was passing them out to all the people.
13 Reasons Why or something
13 Reasons Why. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean?
yeah.
You know
My
what I mean?
youngest son
'Cause
said-
she was
mentioned
something
that,
happened to her.
yeah.
She was getting picked on, and she made a tape for each individual that was some way involved in her being bullied or whatever happened to her. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy because these kids don't know how to express themselves where they can let the people know. I mean, they're being bullied. You know what I mean? So now you got parents who don't know what's going on in their lives, and they're wondering why. Oh man, my son killed himself. My daughter killed herself. Why? Because these kids don't
Or
know how to
sometimes
communicate.
they don't know how to engage. They're too out of touch with their. And I gotta say this because some parenting 101, some parents don't engage with their kids. Sometimes mom or dad, or if it's a single parent, they're going to work all day. They're working 2 or 3 jobs, and older brother, younger sister, whatever, they're home alone. So then now these kids are on the internet. They're being influenced by other kids. So now they're following, Joe Schmo, and they're doing the same rhetoric,
Same pattern.
same pattern, and their parents are not engaging with the bullier. And in the same thing, the parent that's of the kid that's getting bullied, they're not engaging with as well. They're not talking
So,
to them.
like I say, it goes back to starting at home where communication with your family is key.
Absolutely,
Absolutely.
1,000%.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to sit down. Like, I like to take it back to these times. Like when we used to have dinner, it used to be a family event. You know what I'm saying? Your mom or whoever cooked, everybody sat down at the table, everybody ate. It was discussion.
And you talked.
You know what I mean? It was nobody on the phones. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, if somebody called your house at dinner time, it was an issue.
Yeah.
It was a
All
problem.
Where you be like, listen.
While we having dinner.
know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Telemarketers.
Yeah,
you calling,
that was-
yo,
yeah,
you know
I
what?
remember
You
that.
call me back after I'm done eating.
Yeah.
Bang.
That was definitely a thing. Yes.
Yeah.
And I also say too, with the, like you were saying, the communication, I think with the internet and the social media, that kind of pulled kids
Pulls us
and
from
family
each other.
apart from the communication. So now when we did sit down and eat and talk or whatever, that was a normal thing. So now you can't even adjust to a situation because you used to doing this. So now when you are in front of somebody,
is
it's
the same
hard
thing,
to
yeah.
even
Communicate.
adjust. Yeah, or to communicate. So when something is going on, you can't, you don't know how to take it or absorb it. You know what I mean? Because you just used to reading something and then just saying something back.
Responding back.
Yeah,
My
so
daughter-
it's
my
like
daughter,
a
for
whole
example,
switch.
We'll say, hey, come to dinner. And she'll be like, I'm like, listen, put the thing down. Put the thing down for 5 minutes, eat something, and then pick it back up. And she'll put it, I'm like, no, we're not doing this. Shut it off.
It's
I'm
not
shutting it
even
off.
like that, man. With me, man, it's like this. Give me your phone.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna say.
That's the level I'm gonna go to now.
That probably works better.
No, daddy, it's give me your phone, give me your tablet. I pay for it. I'm paying the bill on it. Give it here. We're gonna sit down and we're gonna talk. We're not gonna have any interruptions. You can get to your friends later or whatever it is that you're doing on the internet later. Right now, it's me, you, your mom, and your brother. We're gonna sit down. We're gonna have a nice little family meeting. And when they be like, "How long is it gonna be?" Whenever it gets done.
Exactly.
Whenever I finish or I feel like I'm tired again talking, then I'll give you your phones and stuff back. You have to basically unplug your kids from the internet because if you're waiting for them to unplug themselves, it's not gonna happen.
Nah, it's
And
not.
I like how you wrote it. You unplug your kid, not unplug the tablet, not unplug the cell phone. You unplug your kid because you physically have to unplug your child.
Yeah.
You know,
Basically, physically rip them away from whatever electronic device it is that they're focused in,
And
or whatever. So, and that's how you get in touch with your kids. That's how you basically, find out, hey, dude, what's going on in your life. I got teenagers. You know what I mean. So my questions now is, hey, you got a boyfriend? You got a girlfriend? You like anybody?
yeah, you got the little
You know?
conversations like that is a must, man. And not to just put all the blame on the kids though, but we have to unplug ourselves too, as parents, as adults, because we also get caught up in that social media world, that internet world, and like, all right, what's going on here? What's going on? I mean, so because like you said, it's getting to the point where we're programmed. When we get up first thing in the morning, what we do? Grab our phone.
check our phones.
Yeah.
Before we go to bed, we check our phones. And if you had a job where you can't have your phone at your desk or whatever, so you go to break, what you do? You grab your
Check
phone.
your phone.
You know what I mean?
Check your phone.
So we got to start unprogramming and unplugging ourselves as well to bring back that communication.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we just can't blame it on the kids because they only do what they see. You know what I mean? So they see your mom and your dad on the phone all day long, sitting there. Because I'm like I said, I'm saying it because I'm guilty of it. You know what I mean? My son, he be in his room playing his game. My wife be on her phone. I'll be at my laptop or my computer, whatever, and we all in our own little world. You know what I mean? But we set it to the point where communication between us is a must. For some reason, somehow we gotta communicate. We gotta stay in touch with him. What's going on in his life? He's only 17. He don't know shit about this world.
Exactly.
No experience.
You know what I mean? So I gotta take the effort, lead by example, like we always talk about, and unplug myself, so I can to make sure he's unplugged, so we can have this conversation.
Yeah. And
You know
then
what I
when we
mean?
do have a conversation, you can't say, well, there, you do it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
it's
So
absolutely true.
you don't want that. And I see you over there in the rings too, man. I ain't gonna say,
Yeah,
I ain't gonna
man.
say nothing at
Yeah,
first.
listen, I'm glad.
He was stunting
Justice,
since
I'm
the
glad
start,
you
yeah.
said it because he's sitting there like this and showing him, you know,
hands all crossed.
you know, it's a little intimidating over there. You got all that bling over
Yeah,
there.
he was waiting for y'all to say something.
You see me rocking. You see me rocking my ATL.
But
you
and
know.
I want to add to that too, because you think about it, when you have a people so focused on one thing, then the powers that be now have the ability to start constructing other things.
Exactly.
So now, if you like you said, we all on the computer, we on our phones, we playing the game, and now, just say, all right, I'm the power that be. I'm sitting back and watching everybody do what they do. So now I'm like, all right, how do I get all of them to do what I want them to do? Boom, just put it right into what they're doing. So now all their focus is on what I want you to do now.
Exactly.
Because I could just subliminally put it in there. And then before you know it, they'll have something put together to where you can never leave it. So now you log on and you can't log off.
Exactly. Because you go from
You stuck.
your phone died. You're like, oh, let me move my laptop. Where my tablet at? Because you know what I mean. Now you're trying to get back to what you was doing.
They go from
'Cause
one
you-
device to another, yeah.
Yeah, because they'll
And they
have
do
they'll
that.
have something real simple, and it'll be the frog in the water scenario, to where you'll be doing something for so long, and before you know it, you're like, damn, I'm melting. But you don't even know because the temperature was being turned up
the
at
whole-
a slow pace. So now we on our phones and we on our computers and things of that nature. Next thing you know is, oh, put this chip in you. It's, it's just the chip, boom, boom, boom. And then Jay-Z get on the song and he rap about it, and Beyonce sing about it, whatever. And then bam, now it's the norm. Now everybody want that chip. So
Well,
now
the
when
chip
you
is-
log in, you never log out.
But the chip is the cell phones, because that's traceable. They know it's. Let's say if you commit a crime, how they find you? Your cell phone. It pings off the towers. So, the chip, you already walk around with the chip. They just have not went.
Yeah, this is
they just haven't
today's
vetted it.
norm.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is today's
They just
norm.
not gone to the next level and say, you know what, you don't have to pay. Just swipe your arm. That's and they're going. That's
Oh, yeah,
that's
that's
where they're going.
happening.
It's happening.
Oh yeah, they making that now. You know what I
It's
mean?
already
Where
done.
Actually, corporations are doing that instead of swiping a card. They implant a small chip and you just move your arm and the doors just open up for you. So yeah, they already started doing that.
That's too much,
for some
yeah.
scenarios.
Yes,
That's
it's
too
already
much.
there. So now to bring it all back to the bullying, once it gets to that point, it's almost like, now what you gonna do?
Because it's out of control.
Yeah, now it's almost, there's nothing you can do. So now is the time to make sure that we do and still have that communication with our
Absolutely.
kids, have those sit downs with our kids, have those dinners with our kids, have those walks. And that was one of the things
Go to the park.
we was just talking about on my podcast, is we was talking about like meditating. And one of the things we were saying we want to start doing is like walks. So say we get a bunch of people, we go to Mercer County Park or something like that, and we just take a walk. You know what I mean? We just vibe with the universe, vibe with Mother Nature.
Or do something. Get fishing license. Go fishing. Go
Yeah,
do
something
do
where
something.
this isn't involved.
Yeah, go do
Exactly.
something out of the norm. Like, a month ago, I told my wife and kids, so we're going to medieval times, and they're like, oh, I don't want to go there. I'm like, why do we have to do the norm? Get out the house
step
and
out
do
the
something.
box.
Get off,
Step out of
and
the box.
Yeah.
needless to say, at the end of the night, my daughter was standoffish. At the end of the night, they're like, oh my God, I had so much fun. And it was a different experience.
Yeah.
And I agree. Go take a walk. Go do something. We don't have to. We're not hermits.
No.
We're our civilization is we're supposed to grow, not stay in
Go in reverse.
go in reverse
Yeah.
and stay in the house. Be on a computer all the time. Be on a cell phone. Lay. Watch TV.
But that's
Get
what
out the
society's leading to though now. Like if you look at it, everything is being brought to you.
Yeah.
You can order everything from your device.
Yeah.
I
From
mean,
groceries,
Anything.
Food,
dinner,
food,
clothes,
people,
medicine,
people.
everything.
Medicine.
You can order people.
I got this Krispy Kreme app, and they about to deliver.
Krispy
They
Kreme,
started
donuts.
Delivery thing. Yes. Krispy Kreme donuts to my door. I'm telling you.
You can actually deliver. Walmart does DoorDash.
That's bad.
You can order groceries. You can order. There's
ShopRite
Post-its
do
where you
that
can
too.
anything you want to order. It's brought to you.
Amazon do that too.
Anything.
Everything.
Uber. You
Girl
brought
Scout
people.
they
Hey,
coming
bring
to
my
your door now,
kids.
They got the app for the Girl Scout cookies because I done placed a $50 order. It's supposed to be coming next week.
Listen, we're all guilty because I order. If I want something on the internet and I want it that bad, I'm gonna order it.
But see, the thing is, we know better. Like we know what this society is being built to and how it's becoming. You know what I'm saying? So we got to take the initiative, like I said, and be the example.
Absolutely.
And I mean, that's
100%.
the big thing about supporting our kids. Is not just supporting them when they do something right or do something wrong. It's supporting
We
them.
gotta set the example.
Exactly, supporting by setting an example. That way, when they see things like that, they understand what's going on. You know what I mean? And they won't be all dumbfounded or blindsided by it when it happens.
We're out of touch.
Or
Yeah.
you'll be
Touch, yeah.
aware of it and you'll be able to see it and
Exactly.
identify it. Like, hold
Exactly.
up, that's not right. I'm not doing that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? That don't sound right. My spirit is telling me something bad about that.
Yeah.
But if you don't have no connection but with this, then they control the algorithm.
Yeah, all day
You know what I
long.
mean?
We're not using this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So they control the algorithm. So
But I
they
need
can-
that website with the Krispy Kreme donuts. I need that. All right, just let you know that.
Oh yeah. Just download the app, and they just actually posted something on CNN talking about starting on the 29th of this month. They're going to be delivering donuts. You can order on the app, and you can get donuts delivered to your house as long as you're in that 10-mile radius of that store.
I'm still stuck at those
DoorDash.
rings. I'm still stuck at those rings up there. I'm still stuck at those rings.
Oh
Man, take them off, man. Take them off.
He just
Steelers fan died hard, and,
Like, was it Don King?
Actually,
They
I
would
ordered it online as well. You know what I mean?
Nah, no, you can only
I
wear.
didn't even have to go to the Super Bowl and win these rings.
Hey, per your conversation, you can only wear 2 of them, man.
Yeah.
Take the other 4 off, man.
You know what? I can only wear 2 of them, but you know what I mean? Hey, like I said, I'm representing my Steelers, you know what I mean?
No
Steelers
doubt,
here,
no doubt.
Steelers there.
Way
I got
mad
so
at
much
you,
Steelers
man.
here, it's pitiful, man, I can go and change hats and you get I got about 3 or 4 different Steeler hats, 3 or 4 different Steeler jackets and hoodies. So I mean, and my jerseys are custom made.
like a rap star or something.
I know, right? I thought you was
Yeah,
baby
yeah.
Lil Wayne or somebody for a second, man.
No, he got his name customized over there.
Okay.
That's nice.
Okay.
That's nice.
All right, that's
Yeah,
what's up.
it's my name, you know what I mean? And the 95, of course, Greg Lord wore 95 when he was playing for the Steelers, so, it just, goes automatic with that right there, so. But we supposed to be talking about the kids, not the Steelers. Let's
No,
talk about
yeah,
the kids.
this is the rings, man. Got me messed up, bro. Like I'm
throwing this off every
every
time we look
every time I
up
get the
there.
screen. No, I mean the rings is blinding me, man.
They're being very distracted right now. Before you take them off, you just take all of them off. Go ahead.
It's we just bullied you into taking your rings off, man.
Well, I mean, again, distracting. Plus, these things are heavy.
No,
You don't know how
we
heavy they are.
we wanted you to leave them on. We just wanted to point that out.
See how
I was gonna take them off.
that was a
anyway.
prime that was a prime example of how it all works, man.
But I still got them right here. Like that, balls them up, right?
So,
But
all right,
nah,
so do we
with
have
kids
any?
nowadays,
So do we
there's,
have
you know,
any?
there's so much.
questions from the audience? Or?
Yeah. We got.
I got one question from the audience, and this is a serious question because all of what we've been talking about deals with the communication. It seems that our fathers need to have with our children. One of the main things that I begin to notice with our kids the past, I say 5 to 7 years, has been an influx of child suicide.
Yes.
Not being able to handle the bullying, not being able to handle the pressures of life, not being able. So how can our fathers kind of step up and perhaps be one of the saving graces that allows our kids to stay alive as opposed to taking their lives?
I guess we can give different answers. I think it's simply having a real heart-to-heart conversation with your child or children, and letting them know, listen, don't let anything get to you. Don't let anything bother you. You know, we are here. Talk to us. We're not gonna get mad at you. We're not gonna judge you in any way. You're not gonna get in trouble. Talk to us. Communication is it's key. Even though we're the ones that are trying to talk to them, we have to ask them to talk to us. We have to invite them. We have to give them, even though they're our kids, we have to earn their trust. They have to trust us to confide in us and talk to us. Because if they can't, then the outcome is suicide. A quick example. The loss of my father-in-law has affected my daughter so bad that she talked about suicide. True story. And we, me and my wife are proactive parents. When our child's talking about this, we don't panic, but we talk to, we handle it proactively. We got her a therapist, so a therapist is working. My daughter right now is sitting with a therapist as we speak. So she sits with her 3 hours a day, once a week or so, or every other week. So, it's simply just communicating the proper way, allowing them to feel comfortable, because listen, if a child's not comfortable with talking to you about it, she or he is not gonna talk to you. So you gotta always reassure them, hey, we are here. We are here. We love you. We are here. That's it.
Yeah, and I'll just piggyback right off of what you said as far as us being here as the parents. I think that another aspect of it is I think that we should let the kids know that, like, the purpose of what I do and what your mom does is for you.
Exactly.
So we go to work, we do all this stuff that we do for you, for your future, not really for ours. You know what I mean? Of course, it's for ours too, but the main goal is for your future.
Yep.
And for you to have what you need so you don't have to go through some of the trials and tribulations that we did to get to this point. You know what I mean? So I think one of the things, if they can know and understand that what mom and dad does is for them, then that'll give them another thought process of, like you were saying, trying to take away their life. Because it's like, if I take away my life, then what mom and dad gonna do? Because everything they doing is for me. You know what I mean? And on top of that, I believe we as parents have to educate kids as far as life and death.
Absolutely.
So it's like because you might think, all right, this is too much for me, so I kill myself and it'll be all over. But is that really true? Do you know that if you kill yourself, everything's going to be done, everything's going to be okay? Or you might kill yourself and wake up and the same thing's happening.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You might be in another dimension going through the same exact thing.
Oh, I reassured my daughter that she will go to hell if she did that. She is a church.
Baby girl,
person.
kill yourself. It's a wrap.
That's it.
You going
It's
down
gonna be
there,
worse.
yeah.
It's
gonna be worse. So
Tortured every day, all that.
gotta
That's
be
what
real.
I'm
Gotta be
saying.
real.
Yeah, it's like you can't, you gotta, and then at the same time, we gotta show our kids like, look, my life wasn't easy either. You know what I mean? And when it got to the time or point where I had to, bucker down and hunker down and go through the fight and go through the struggle, I had to do it. You know what I mean? And that was the only reason I was able to get to where I am now, because I did do that. And you're my child, so I know you got the same bloodline, so you got the same abilities, if not even more.
Exactly.
And I swing it to my man.
So, you good? You
You-
all right? So,
you
all
know-
Oh, I mean, go ahead.
right. So,
I'll wait.
real quick, like, what causes suicide in children? Mental illness, family history, physical, sexual abuse, losses, aggressive behavior, lack of support. You know what I'm saying? Social, isolation, poor coping skills. You know what I mean?
Life-changing events.
Life-changing events, and all this. That list right there all boils down to communication. You know what I mean? Having some type of form of communication with your child. Like you said, talking to them about life itself. You know what I mean? Life ain't going to be easy. Ain't nothing easy in life. You know what I mean? Anything that you want, you got to work hard. You got to work at it. Ain't nothing owed to you. You know what I mean? I do what I do for my child as a parent, because that's my job as a parent. But this world don't owe you shit.
Exactly.
So you got to go out there and explain. I mean, you got to sit down to let your kids know, like, what you see on these views and all that other stuff is not real. So you got to be able to cope with life on life terms, and that's what communication coming at. Real quick, go ahead, Pop, because we got like a minute left. So go ahead, give your statement real quick.
My thing is this, and this is my motto for any dealing with kids. Most kids doesn't have that male father figure in their life. I grew up in a single parent household. I'm quite sure there's a lot of kids growing up in single parent households or no parent households where they got grandmas or aunties raising them or something like that there. And my rule is this: my kids' friends are my kids as well. So if you're in my yard, you in my house, you eating my food, you're drinking my water, you're my child. I don't care who birthed you or who else, because one thing it is, I'm going to take care of you like you're my child. So if you have a problem, come talk to me. And I tell their parents, hey, once they come in my door, they're subject to my rules. And I'm going to treat them like my own. I put my life in front of theirs to protect them like they're my own. So you don't have to worry about it. So if they have any type of issues, I'm not going to physically discipline them, but I'll mentally discipline them. You're going to stand in that corner or whatever it is that I'm going to do.
Put his dunks hat on.
Like, you know what I mean? You're my child or whatever. And if we have more people, I believe, step up like that,
Absolutely.
and mentoring these kids that's out here that actually doesn't, because they're not really bad kids, they're just misguided because they don't have a positive figure in their life to say, hey, you don't have to do this. You don't have to bully somebody to get recognition for something else. There's positive ways to do it, and a lot of kids don't have that positivity. So, you know what I mean? I step up, and this is how I make a difference and win with everybody that comes into contact with me. You're my child, and I'm going to look at you as my child. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I understand we're not, blood related, but you're in my house. So, yes, I got
I'm
groceries in the
responsible
car.
for you.
Everybody go get groceries.
That's
And
right.
not just my two kids. You're my child. You're my child. You're my child. Y'all spent the night. Get the groceries out the car. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So be positive with it. You know what I mean? And that changes a lot of, aspect with the bullying aspect as well. You know what I mean? Because now you got somebody bullies because, you don't have to do this to get the attention that you are seeking. There's other ways to do so. So I think that's where it actually comes into as well. There's a lot of non-teaching or positive influences, male or female. It's not just male role models, it's male and female role models. Has to be.
Said, I guess we're gonna wrap this episode up. What do y'all think? We're gonna wrap it on up?
I mean, we can wrap it up. I mean, you know, it doesn't matter.
Any last words? Last words from anybody? Anything? Last thing you gotta say? I guess we're gonna put out there what you do, how you do it, where to reach you and get in touch with you and all that.
You go first.
Me go first. All right. Well, I am Mr. Keyron Jones once again. I am here, part of this Dominion radio show. I also have another podcast called The 456 Can't Beat That Podcast. You can check us out on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. You can reach me by email at kyjones11@yahoo.com. So if you got anything that you're trying to do, get promoted, if you want to sponsor us or whatever, just hit me up and take it from there.
I'm Ralphie Ryan on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, also known as DJ Noise. I'm on Hamilton Radio Wednesday nights, 9:30 to 10:30. Check us out on Channel 2. Freestyle Freaks on Hamilton Radio.
Freestyle Freaks. Tickle My Funny Bone Comedy Show. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, wherever you find it. It's your boy Just. Global Unlimited Podcast. You can find it all over. So social media, Facebook, Twitter, all that. So just get it. Just hit me, man. I'm not hard to be found. So.
Alonzo Kirkland. I'm on Facebook. You can Google me or whatever if you want to. Like I said, you can contact me. I got a 800 number. You can keep me up at 866-777-1213. If you don't want to, just want to sit there and talk, don't want to put your number out there, just call my 800 number or whatever.